So we just got out of Captain Marvel again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I like this Captain Marvel better than the other Captain Marvel.
Bold of them to remake a movie so quickly. Huh?
I know, right? It's only been, what, a couple of weeks?
Yeah. And
that's ballsy.
Even more bolder that they gender swapped the main characters.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you don't usually go female to male. It's always male to female.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be upset.
Yeah, well, of course. That's why
I think it was a good choice.
That's why you only go one way. Otherwise, the internet gets mad at you.
Yeah, true.
And you get declared this and that. Anyway, so yeah, we saw Shazam.
We saw Shazam.
I've been waiting to make that joke.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone else has.
We went to see the other Captain Marvel.
Yeah, the other one in the like convoluted history of the Captain Marvel name. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I like how throughout the movie they didn't really know what to call him.
Yeah.
Because if he said was called Shazam, he'd have to tell people that his name, but then that would transform him.
Right.
So they came up with like Captain Sparklefingers.
That was probably my favorite one, was Captain Sparklefingers. But I think at one point they called him the Red Cyclone.
The Red Cyclone, yeah, which is like I think a reference to another DC character.
What was it? What did he call himself? Maximum Voltage at one point.
You can call me Max.
Call me Max. This movie was fucking hilarious.
This movie was great. I hate. You know what? DC has not been doing good, but you know what? Lately,
they've been getting better.
They have certainly gotten a lot better. They've known to know when to be serious and know when to have levity.
I missed out on Aquaman though, so I can't try that one. But I remember I liked Wonder Woman. I liked this one definitely.
Yeah, I have heard a lot of good things about Aquaman. I'll probably check it out on Netflix or something
when it comes out.
Shows up. It has been out a while, so probably it'll show up at some point.
I hope so.
Yeah. So, how much did you know about this Captain Marvel?
Not that much.
Yeah?
Honestly, outside of him, Mary Marvel, and Black Adam and all that stuff, it really gets kind of muddled. Usually I just know him from the Justice League show, and of course...
Well, he was only in one episode of the Justice League Unlimited, which is a shame.
But that was a great episode. The episode where he fights Superman.
Yeah, that was.
How he ends that fight.
That was a really good episode.
With him just like holding Superman in like a lock and just saying Shazam over and over and just striking him with lightning.
Yeah, but he's gotten like bigger roles in like other DC stuff. Like there was Justice League Action, which nobody watched, which was a shame because it was good. He was in that a lot. In fact, he was part of like the beginning story arc.
Yeah.
And
he was also one of my favorite characters in Injustice.
Yeah.
Next to Nightwing, because we all know Nightwing is top tier.
I played Deathstroke a lot. I was good with Deathstroke. So, man, first of all, the villain in this movie, Savannah, who's not who I expected them to kick off Captain Marvel with, but it makes sense.
Honestly, he was probably one of the weaker parts of the movie for me. I just felt he was kind of underwhelming, and that's a shame because he's played by Mark Strong, and I loved him as Merlin in the Kingsman movies.
And you know what? To his credit, he was he played a good villain.
Yeah,
just the way he was written was very cliched.
They didn't give him enough to do.
It's like, my family made fun of me, so I'm evil now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to steal the evil thing and do stuff with it.
Yeah, also a very underutilized John Glover in this movie as well, who played his father.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Clamp from Gremlins 2.
Yeah, who, I'm going to be honest, even though Savannah was a villain, that dude deserved what he got.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's the tragedy of John Glover, is, with the exception of Clamp, from Gremlins 2, he always plays like jerkbag characters or just out and out villains.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason. That's why he chose the role of Clamp, because he was tired of playing those characters. He's like, I'm tired of being this guy.
I want to be the good guy for once.
I just want to be nice. Can I be nice for once in my life? And now it's just like, oh, we're doing this again. You had your chance to be nice, Glover.
Yeah. So, I think I might know a little bit more about the character.
Yeah.
The one thing that I did notice they definitely changed out of this was I think the whole he was an orphan in the comic, I think the one thing they altered in this was that his foster life was not very good
Yeah.
in the comic, which kind of strengthened the whole superhero aspect of it. In this one, he's with a nice family.
Yeah.
And his adopted brothers and sisters are really cool. And
they all like him.
yeah, well, I think the brothers and sisters in the comic were cool too. It was just the place he was living at was just it was typical.
Just ass.
Typical, orphanage misery.
May as well be with what's her name? Trunchbull from Matilda.
Oh, I've actually never seen Matilda.
Oh.
Everyone loves that movie. I've never gotten around to see it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
God, that actress's name escapes me now.
But yeah, the whole thing with him, and this is like light spoilers. This is not really a movie you can spoil too much.
Well,
fortunately,
no. Yeah.
But we will talk about a couple of things. The whole thing with him was they showed him at the beginning as a kid, and they were at the carnival, and his mom lost him at the carnival, and they couldn't find her.
Yeah. Which
immediately I thought was like, wow, that's stupid.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, but then they kind of explained why.
Yeah.
Because they found his mom later on, and she said that was
yeah.
Yeah, probably not going to go into too much detail, but basically what I was expecting was like, she's dead or something, or he's going to be like, oh, you know what, it doesn't matter and whatever.
Well, yeah, something like that. You're my real family now.
Yeah.
Which he does make that epiphany, but...
He does find her, and the reason why she never looked for him...
is because she was 17 years old.
Well, yes. But the reason why she wouldn't take him back, too, is she wasn't in a good place.
Yeah.
And that was... I don't really... I can't think of something off the top of my head that did something similar to that.
No, I mean, she was blunt, just like, yeah, you're doing good for yourself, right? It's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, go back to them, you're better off.
Yeah, pretty much.
But she didn't do it like, like chase him off or anything. She was just like, yeah, you don't want to be here.
You don't want to be here right now, yeah.
So, that was different. They kind of avoided the cliche there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing with him, I was kind of... Well, first of all, I was expecting this to happen. I didn't expect it to happen in this movie, where the Marvel family, the whole Marvel family
shows up.
Yeah, they actually did it. I was like, oh, okay. There's Mary. There's all the other kids. They're gonna probably, if they make a sequel, it's like, nope, we're doing it now because we might not get a sequel with the way DC's been going.
Yeah. But honestly, I kind of like the way they handled it.
Yeah,
it definitely. It's just how they got.
Yeah, that's another thing.
That cracked me the hell up.
That's another thing. This was a pretty realistic, portrayal of what it would be like if a bunch of kids got superpowers.
Yeah, it really was.
Because they just... First of all, the whole thing...
Especially Darla.
Yeah. First of all, the movie didn't get good until he became Shazam. That's when it got great.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing about... It was like, he was trying to learn how to use his powers, and... He was all excited, like, I'm a superhero!
Zachary Levi, by the way, was great.
Yes, he was. But yeah, that whole thing. And he was not very good at being a superhero. He was kind of irresponsible, and they even broke a few laws.
A few?
Just a few. Just a few.
Like when they John Connored that ATM?
Yes. And they tried to buy beer. Because he was an adult.
I will have 2 of your finest beers, please. God.
And then, no, my favorite part was that they got the beer, and they drank it, and then they're like...
Which is... His line just like, that actually tastes like vomit.
Which is pretty close to my reaction when I had my first beer. And that's why I don't drink. Because it's disgusting. Yeah, the whole thing was just like... We're just goofing off, and then Savannah showed up, and then shit got real.
Yeah, because, true.
The whole thing with him was he was one of the kids that Shazam was trying to pass his powers on, but you have to be pure of heart to do it. And then the 7 deadly sins tempted him, and he failed the test. And he
went for the eye.
He dedicated his life to finding Shazam and getting his rightful powers, etc. And that's his whole thing.
He was a.
I did like that part where he was, become, I guess, a rich tycoon or something, and he was secretly trying to figure this out under the guise of, other people got chosen to be Shazam.
Yeah.
And they were like analyzing him, saying this is some sort of mass hysteria when.
Yeah, so many people were unworthy. How many people touched that eye?
Oh, a lot of people.
You know what? Everybody else kind of were either confused or they just got it's like, oh, well, I guess I just chalked it up as a dream.
And it's funny because he got to the eye before Shazam got to Billy. So it makes me wonder if Billy took the test, if he would have done it. Because in the comics, Billy Batson is just like a true blue, like straight edge good guy.
Yeah.
But this Billy Batson,
Not so much.
He's like... He had reasons for doing the things he did, but he stole a cop car. Let's be honest.
Well, he didn't steal the cop car. He just actually used their computer to track down his potential one of his potential
that was
mothers.
The beginning. Well, he might as well have stolen a cop. He stole a cop's lunch.
Yeah, he stole a cop's lunch.
That's almost as bad.
Yeah.
And they're Philly cops. You don't mess with the Philly cops.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, because usually with DC Comics, all the superheroes come from like fictional cities.
Yeah.
Because I know Billy Batson was from Fawcett City. Yeah. And they kind of gloss that over because the high school he goes to is Fawcett Central, but they mostly say it's Philadelphia, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Naming it after an actual city this time.
Well, it was Philly because they showed the Rocky Steps.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that is kind of weird because we've already seen Metropolis, we've seen Gotham. And probably some other places. I don't know.
It was just a weird thing.
It's not important.
Yeah.
I'm sure DC usually banks on like the fictional cities, but I'm sure there are like real places where people are from.
Yeah.
I don't know all the details because Marvel's usually the one that sticks with like the real locations. Mm-hmm. Except for like Latveria, which doesn't exist.
Yeah, Latveria. Yeah. When are we gonna see Doctor Doom? Damn it.
Soon. Patience.
I'm waiting for that, man.
Yeah. But yeah, this movie was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was so good. And I do think that they weren't confident that it would get a sequel, which is a shame. And that's why we saw the Marvel family transform and do their thing, which was also really great too. And I do want to see more of it. And I was saying this as we were coming out. We waited after the credits, and yes, there is an after credits scene.
There's two of them, so stick around.
There's one early on and one at the end as usual. And I was hoping for a certain thing to happen, but it didn't happen. The first after credits scene, spoilers by the way, shows Savannah in like a insane asylum, and he's writing on the walls trying to figure out the symbols, and then he starts hearing a voice, and the voice is, and I forget his name. He's that super intelligent worm with the speaker box.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could actually see him in the wizard's chamber, very briefly.
Oh, he was there. I missed that.
Yeah. When Savannah first showed up, it showed like the glass case he was being held in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then when Billy showed up, it
smashed.
It was smashed open.
That's right.
And I was like, is that the freaking worm? And I'm like, yeah. It turns out it's the worm. Again, I don't remember what his name is. So apparently they may or may not team up depending on what's going to happen. The final after credit scene was them still trying to figure out what Shazam's superpowers are, and he was trying to talk to a goldfish.
Yes, he can't talk to fish.
Yeah, it's like, why would I talk to animals? Why would I talk to fish? It's stupid. And then what's his name was like,
Freddy.
It's not stupid, and he had an Aquaman shirt on. He was like,
yeah. Actually, that was part of the thing I thought worked the best out of this entire movie was the dynamic between Shazam and Freddy, his brother.
Yes.
His foster brother. Yeah. Those two were great together.
Definitely. But what I was hoping would happen, and again, I mentioned this to you.
Yeah.
I was hoping the after credit sequence would introduce Black Adam.
Yeah.
Because for a long time now, they were saying that they wanted to get The Rock to be Black Adam.
And he was one of the producers.
Yes,
of this movie.
I briefly saw his name in the credits.
Yeah.
And I didn't read like what it was. I thought it was just like dropping his name because it's The Rock, and even though he's the after credits. No, sadly not.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know if we're gonna see more of this. I kind of wish we will.
Yeah, actually, like this, out of DC is getting better, and this is one of the better ones, I thought.
Yeah. The one thing I think we won't spoil was the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
When someone else shows up. There's a reason why I had quotes in the air, because they kind of show up, but they don't really show. You'll see if you watch the movie.
Yeah, but like I said, it's deviating, and it's actually giving other superheroes a chance to shine.
Yeah.
And
you know what? Like, this is what I've been bitching about for years. DC has been too focused on Batman and Superman, and as much as I love Batman and Superman,
but not even so much being
fucking sick of them.
But even, not even so much Batman and Superman. It's really more the fact, especially with this whole DC Universe thing, it's like the whole dark, edgy Batman.
Yeah, that too.
The
that
whole
too.
gods and monsters thing. It's like, no, you're supposed to do that later on down the line. You're not supposed to start with that.
That's Act 2.
Yeah.
Come on. But yeah, that is another thing. Like, they've finally found like a good place, I think, with Wonder Woman was good.
Yes.
Aquaman was apparently good. This was great.
Yeah.
I guess they're trying again with Suicide Squad, and I didn't hate Suicide Squad as much as most people, but
I've said it before. It's a better Ghostbusters movie than the Ghostbusters reboot. But I will keep saying that from now until the end of time.
That is sad. God, what was I talking about? But yeah, they've just beaten the dead horse of Batman and Superman to death, and
they beat a dead horse. They re-killed the horse, people.
That's how bad they beat it. It reincarnated and they beat it again.
Consult the idea machine. Sorry.
So, but you know, my point is they were doing Batman and Superman forever, especially Batman. Even with the animated movies, they just won't stop with the Batman.
And as much as I love Batman, you gotta...
Yeah, you have a whole universe of superheroes!
Yeah, and that's why I love Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah!
Focus. Booster Gold!
Yes!
Come
Booster
on!
and Beetle! Booster and Beetle!
Do it!
Start the hashtag, Booster and Beetle! But yeah, even that Justice League, the cartoon got it right, man.
Yeah.
They went, because they didn't just get other superheroes. They went to some of the friggin' obscure ass,
like the F-list heroes.
Yeah, like the ones no one had ever heard of.
Yeah.
And they made them cool. I didn't know who Shining Knight was.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was awesome in that one episode. When not Hulk tried to beat up everybody.
Oh, was that Blockbuster?
Yeah, no.
Not Blockbuster.
That was like the army general. Who was that was like the Z-list episode when they had that parade. None of like the big names were there.
Right.
So they got like Green Arrow and that cowboy guy.
Green Arrow's at least B-list though.
Yeah. Well,
come on, it's Oliver Queen.
Yeah, he's at the time maybe not, but yeah. And then the army guy showed up. He's like, "Where's Superman?" And then all the small
Z-list heroes.
the small fries,
of the small fry
got him, and then like Shiny Knight like took a stand against him. He's like, "You fool!" wouldn't back down. I love that.
Might as well have just gotten Moomin Rider from One Punch Man.
That's basically who he is in that universe. Because I mean, all he has is a sword.
Say what you want, though. Moomin Rider is the hero we deserve.
Yes, absolutely. When's season 2 coming out? It's got
soon,
right? Oh,
very
so
soon.
Good. Can't wait.
I think it might be either this month or next.
About time.
But I'm not 100% sure.
One Punch Man needs to catch up with My Hero Academia because they're just cranking those episodes out. Season 2 is going to be like in October, I think.
Yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms,
we're into 2 different universes. Yeah.
But
I think that's just this movie put us in a good mood. Like,
yeah, it is. I watched that with a huge smile on my face.
Like, superheroes are awesome. Yes, that's what this movie was.
Yes, it really was. Having powers is cool.
Yeah, and
as long as you figure out how to use them.
I hate to say it, especially since we're off the heels of a Marvel movie. I like this better than Captain Marvel.
Same.
I did enjoy Captain Marvel, but this.
Yeah, I enjoyed this more.
This
honestly
was more fun.
It was and
it was something we haven't seen in a probably ever.
Yeah.
Because it's Shazam. Shazam never gets any...
Yeah, very lighthearted movie, so don't expect any, like, dark and gritty, I am the knight, I must challenge the gods.
I mean, well, there were dark moments, like, people did get killed.
Well, yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, it's not like... It didn't permeate the whole thing.
It knew when to do it.
You're not getting the spirit, people.
Yeah, exactly.
My city screams. No, none of that.
None
of that Frank Miller shit.
Keep him away from comic books. He did good with Batman, and he did good with Daredevil, and that's about it.
If you're gonna do
And
anything, Frank Miller,
maybe Big Guy and Rusty, and that's about it.
yeah, you know what? Do stuff like that. Stuff like, well, we already did Sin City, but like Ronin and the other like like the original stuff he's.
You know what? Make Big Guy and Rusty a movie.
Do it.
The TV show was great. Big Guy and Rusty should be a movie. I would love to see that.
No whores, Frank.
No whores. You put whores in the spirit. What's wrong with you?
Okay, I think we're done.
We're getting off topic, yeah. So Shazam was great.
Yes, go see it.
Highly recommended.
Indeed.
And we'll be back, maybe with Hellboy. We're not really sure. Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna wait to see what people think of it first.
Yeah. I mean, I like Sheriff Hopper and all, but
yeah, you know, it's not his fault.
Jim Hopper, I know this man. Green Beret of Fort Bragg. Sorry.
All right, I think we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
All right, Shazam was good.
Shazam was good. Bye.